What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers. I want to break down some very important headlines coming out for Tesla and some levels to watch for, and how things are looking in my personal opinion, as Tesla's up well over 5% for the day, holding up very well so far. But before I break down devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a few things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. Anyways, now let's break down what's happening with the market. So far, Tesla's holding up very well, up over 5.6% as of right now. We started off at this 201 area, pushing all the way up to about 211 a share, just a little bit above that. Now we're coming down just a bit. We're going to be watching this support that's approaching. I'm going to be watching 209. Losing this opens the doors for our 20 EMA around this 207 area coming next. But overall, it's still holding up very well. It went a little bit higher than what I was predicting. I was talking about like 206 to 207 to watch for. Went a little bit above that. Now Tesla's once again continuing to outperform the market, and we're seeing a lot of hype approaching deliveries. But just know, guys, that I would be very careful with deliveries, because there is a thing known as buy the rumors, sell the news. And it is possible that things could shift once the numbers come out. So we will see how things end up looking. I just want to talk about some other important factors, at least for the markets. We actually have our inventory levels for Tesla right now. And you can see that they're actually still at a decent place. They're still holding up like this. Does this necessarily guarantee anything negative about Tesla? Not necessarily, but this does show us that right now inventories are still kind of stagnant. They're still holding up even as we're in July. And this could be a little bit of a negative sign. It is a possibility, not a guarantee, just a possibility. So I'd be careful. I also showed you guys Troy's targets for Tesla, about 423,000 deliveries. Could we see a number higher than that? We could, but it really depends. Like I showed you guys in my earlier video about the Chinese sales not looking the strongest, at least during last week. So I'm hoping we get a very, very strong week, at least in China, not to mention in Europe as a whole, to get those sales back up, especially as Tesla's been trying to look into more incentives. I was talking about that too. Now, one thing worth noting is that there's been a lot of talk about, Tesla sales dropping, a lot of negative news coming out. They're kind of referring to what happened during the previous quarter when Tesla saw a big drop in their sales. Yes, it happens, guys, because of the fact that we have high interest rates and other factors like that. But I personally want to say that just because it happened before, it does not guarantee that Tesla sales will drop again during this report. I would say this: do not worry about these headlines. Just wait and see what happens. But I'm seeing so many articles coming out saying that Tesla is just seeing sales dumps. Tesla is struggling, this and that. Is it true? It could be true. It could be true that Tesla is seeing some slowdowns in their sales. Completely understandable. Do not forget about the environments that we are in. This is not the best car environment right now. Things could shift later on during the year, depending on the Fed. But I just want to make it very clear that Tesla is in a very, very critical place. And there's a lot of negative headlines continuing to come out about the share price, about Tesla's deliveries. We're also starting to see a lot more news about how we're going to see a lot more expectations coming out for Tesla. We're seeing Wall Street expecting around 436,000. It's about 440,000. Others out there are actually slowing down their estimates. So we actually saw about 448,000 deliveries being the expectation and the consensus just about a month ago. Now it's dropped about 3%, about 436,000. So we'll see how Tesla does here. I'm seeing a lot of reports, or some estimates actually even below that. Others are saying closer to 450,000. Remember, Troy was saying about 423,000 is very probable. So I think it might be close to that. But, who knows? No, we don't truly know for sure. That's what I would probably just say is my best guess. There's other analysts out there, such as like Dan Ives, who actually said that we might see something around 415 to 420,000. Once again, below expectations. So expectations are all over the place. Most people don't have the highest expectations. So we'll see how things go for Tesla. But as of right now, guys, looking at the way we're moving, I'm going to be looking at this 207 area as a key level close to our 5 minutes 20 EMA. If we lose this 207 zone, our next target is going to be around this 204 area. The resistance at 210, not to mention 212. And so far, we're holding up quite well on Tesla. Even if we do retrace down to 207, we're completely fine. We're still up over 5%, and Tesla's doing a great job at holding up. So I am seeing some strength in Tesla stock. It is building a lot of strength, a lot of momentum. But let me just be very honest with everyone. When I was day trading today, I basically Took profits already, at least for Tesla and even like my other plays out there. I'm kind of just sitting on the sidelines, and this doesn't mean that I exited everything. I still have long-term Tesla shares. I'm going to hold those for years to come. But for the short term, right, I do like to scalp. I do enjoy scalping, and that's what I've been doing. So I'm planning on kind of stepping away a bit, at least for the remainder of the day, in terms of trading and just enjoying what else has to come. Until then, I mean, this is what Tesla's been doing. So I'll be watching these resistance levels. And I think that Tesla may continue to shuffle a bit. There could be a risk of downside if the market does dip a little bit lower. So we could see Tesla get closer to 207. But overall, it's still holding up well. We might just range trade for here. For SPY once again kind of dipped a bit all the way down to about 542. Now it's trying to rebound, testing 543.5 and 544 as resistance. Overall, not looking too bad. However, I do want to call out something very important. We are at a critical level right here. So if I look at the 4-hour time frame, at least on SPY, we have a double top rejection and we have this 542 area as our key support. If we lose 542, guys, close below that or so, we're going to be looking for a big rug pull in the markets, and SPY is going to be dipping all the way down to the 530s. So just be careful. There's going to be a big rug pull if we lose 542. It's a critical support. So far, SPY is trying to hold it, but just be mindful that there's weakness on the chart. For Nvda, we're still respecting this channel right over here, trading kind of sideways. So I'm going to give this some time just to see how things progress from here. We'll be watching to see if we get a break. If we break through this, I'll be looking at 127 plus. If not, we just continue to shuffle and kind of downtrend. So I'll be watching for that as well. For Bitcoin is once again holding up relatively well in my personal opinion. And I think that this is significant because we're seeing a lot of buyers stepping in again. It is still possible we dip a little bit towards like 62,500. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And we'll see if we get a bounce from there. If we get a big bounce and hold above where we currently are, I'm going to be looking for a little rebound. So I still favor what I said in the morning about us kind of dipping a little bit and trying to bounce. That's still very possible. And on Bitcoin, so make sure you watch that 62,100 support at the 50 EMA and watch to see if we get that bounce. For this is the QQQ. We're also dipping a little bit towards 477. I'm seeing some weakness right over here. If we lose 477, our 50 EMA, I'll be looking for a dip all the way down towards 474. If that fails us, we have this imbalance to fall all the way down to 468. So I'll be watching to see if this holds. If we do bounce, I'll be looking for 480. If that bounces, we'll be looking for a nice rebound towards our imbalance over here. But I'm seeing some weakness on the QQQ. I'll be watching to see if we close below 475 or so, then we're going to be looking for a big rug pull, but there is weakness on this chart that's causing Tesla to slow down too. Apple, it did rebound a bit. We were talking about this in the morning, and overall, it's still once again in this range right here. So we still have this little channel that's developed into this wedge, and you can see Apple still holding up these levels. So we have this wedge on Apple, and we're looking at this resistance. We could retrace a bit towards 212 and then continue to shuffle. So we'll see how things go from there. Looking at Coinbase is holding up even better than what I was expecting. I was worried that Coinbase could just kind of shuffle here and maybe, maybe even come down to fill the gap. So far, it hasn't done that. It's actually holding up better than expected, but we're still fighting this trend line. If we close above this, we could see a breakout on the chart. If not, we'll be looking for a rejection, so I'll be watching for that. On Amazon, we dipped all the way down exactly as predicted. We touched 192 and we actually rebounded a bit. Now we're just shuffling around 195. So if we lose 192, we turn very bearish. 189 is coming. If we break past 196, we could start pushing higher. Otherwise, we're just shuffling on Amazon. For Meta lost support at 504. Losing that opens the doors for this big dip for 498, not to mention 495. We'll see if that holds. If we lose the support, we'll be dipping all the way down towards 488. So I'm seeing some weakness on the chart, at least for now. So we'll see how things develop from here. For Microsoft, we're just kind of trading sideways. I am seeing a little bit of a pop right here. I'll be looking for a retest of 452 if we hold above 450. So watch to see if 450 holds. That's our 20 EMA. Then 452 is going to be coming next. For Google, we're just shuffling as well. We're showing a little bit of weakness. If we fail to hold 183, I'll be looking for a dip all the way down to 181. So we'll see how things go from here. For GameStop, we're also dipping even more. If we end up losing 22.79, we'll be dipping all the way down towards the lower 22. So I'm seeing some weakness on GameStop. AMC is just shuffling right now, testing 5. I want to see it break past 5.25. If we do that, we could push higher. Otherwise, it's just kind of trading sideways. That being said, guys, Tesla's currently, once again, we're very close to 207 exactly as I just called out earlier in this video. So the level is coming. And we'll see how well Tesla holds that. We're about to be testing our 5-minute 20 EMA, in my opinion, and then we'll see if we get a bounce or not. Otherwise, Tesla will just continue to shuffle. So watch and see how it goes. And with that being said, just know that with the market dipping, there is a risk of some downside for Tesla alongside other stocks. But it's still up like 5%. So when I talk about downside, I don't mean it's crashing. I just mean it might dip a little bit. So watch 207. If we lose that, look at 204, and Tesla might just continue to hold up. I still think Tesla may outperform the market, even if it does dip a little bit, but it's doing just fine. With that being said, I want to thank you for listening. Just know that there might be some more volatility coming to Tesla. Watch the levels I called out. And overall, Tesla is still doing a good job at holding up. But just know the real move is going to come once we get deliveries for tomorrow. So we'll see how things go from there. Until then, thank you for listening. Have a great day and peace out.